Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we currently have a bit of a situation on our hands. And that is specifically that I have discovered that this is indeed just eating our propaganda effort. Now, it'll take a little bit for this to pop up, but I can confirm that our war propaganda is just going away. So I think that we're going to have to, and it's doing that every time I restart the game or reload the game, which I generally do in between every episode, because I usually record one episode per day. So I can confirm, indeed, that we are losing our war propagandas. So I think we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my folder where these videos get stored, I'm going to create a note. And that note will be that we will be eligible to run another war propaganda. I'm going to call it in 3 months. Now, I know that technically it's 90 days, but I'm going to call it 3 months. So it'll be slightly over that. So November to December is, of course, 1 month, then December to January, January to February. So 14 February 1973. 14 Feb 1973. For next war propaganda. That is not how you spell, but it's close enough. I'll know what it means. And I think just to make things simpler, we did determine that this is going to be a total of 12% war support. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract the 75 political power that this costs, like that. And I'll just do a plus there to bring our speed back up. And I'm then going to, I did look this up, I'm going to do war support 12. That should net us 12%, although I believe we'll probably see either 0 of that or perhaps less than 12. Because we're probably at net 0 in war support right now, but we don't actually know what we're at. Because we have to keep in mind, this doesn't say what our actual position is, and we've been running war propagandas partially for so long, I don't even know how to begin calculating what that would actually be at. So we're just going to add 12, and I guess we'll find out. 7. Okay, so we were at -5. Cool. So we have some war support here. Not a lot, but some. And our bombing and our convoys won't reduce that at all. So we'll be able to continue running this in 3 months. That's great, and we'll have to keep an eye on that, because we're running that manually. So that is fine. Now we've got some other potential issues here. The first thing I want to talk about is a matter of strategy. Specifically, the plan for the Russian Federation. I've been struggling with this one. The original plan was when this army reached this line, that this army would join this army group, and we'd push this direction. This army group is stalled out. So what are we going to do about that? The problem is, this is only 24 units. I don't think it's feasible for this force to push much further than what we have here. Although I'm going to redo this order. And are they all assigned to this? They're not. So they should all be assigned to this order. We need to select all of them. That would help. We'll assign all of them into this order. And we do have a unit over here that is working on grabbing these. So that's fine. The problem here, of course, is if we tried to push these guys down and, like, relieve this force and go like this, I mean, we don't have enough troops to do that. We can't cover that front. The plan was contingent on Poland and Romania and the US falling by now. That hasn't happened. And in fact, they've been pushing us back a little bit over here. That's mostly due to manpower. So, to that end, I feel like what we need to do... Oh, and I also want to point out, I did start recruitment on 2 divisions. Just 2 divisions. To that end, I think I'm going to tell this army that their job is to offensive line Not there. Maybe actually have it be something kind of like this. For now. And I want them to be on a balanced manner. I think I changed that recently. Now, I've changed these guys over to a cautious manner. We want to kind of dig in over here. And we're not really expecting too much, but we want to go into more of a defensive posture and wait for some of our compliances, that's the term I'm looking for, to come up here. Now, we are working on suppressing resistance in France, and we need to continue that. I already checked that. So that is fine. We'll tick forward here a bit, but I'm definitely concerned about this front. But what we need more than anything is time. And to that end, that's what we're doing. Now, I have gone through and increased some of our air wings. Specifically, that would be air wings like not this one, but rather this one, which we increased last time. But I increased a couple of others. This one is now 200. This one is now 200. And yeah, that covers all of this area over here. And we've got some over this way. So there is all of that. Now, I do want to check in on any anti-air construction. It looks like that's all maxed out. That's not surprising. The AI seems like it prioritizes that pretty high. And judging by what I'm seeing in this tooltip here, that's pretty good. So you can see that each of these anti-air guns is actually reducing by, what would that be, 50? No, 5. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 40 is 200. Yes. Each anti-air gun in the region will be reducing their air superiority by 5. So in this case, it's minus 200. If we go over here, we can see we've got 15 anti-air guns, so that's reducing it by 75. So that gives us some defensive advantage against their planes, and overall, this should buy us some time to work on getting our industries back online. And we're not going to push beyond here for now. The overall goal right now is just kind of grind to a halt and maybe wait out the winter. See what happens. I think that's the overall plan here. And if we can get our war support up, then that would be huge. Absolutely huge. In fact, the enemy bombing has been coming down. The trade convoys being raided is still rough as well. I do want to say that I did give some orders to do additional patrolling in this area, and in theory that should be fine. Although I want to check operating in Newfoundland. This reserve fleet is not technically doing anything. I'm going to assign it over here. And then these guys are assigned. Okay. Sounds good. So we do need to increase our amount of resources that we're getting out of France and Germany. Mostly France, but there is some German resources that we want to get as well. But more than anything, that requires that we defend our holdings over here on this front. And let's see, I don't really like this corridor again. But it's not as bad as it was. And we can't really control the fact that Greater Portugal has units here. So there is that. And you can see the manpower just going in and immediately disappearing. That's exciting stuff. So we're just going to hold over here with ourselves in carefully executing mode, and the idea is we want to get entrenched. That's the goal here. We want this line to grind to a halt, and we want them to exhaust themselves on this line. Now, we could think about building fortifications over here. It's something we could do. But I don't think that's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, it looks like our number of advanced anti-air is recovering. I mean, we have put a lot more factories into that. Our artillery and anti-tank are still pretty down there, but yeah, And we need reinforcements for our infantry weapons as well. I mean, what we need more than anything is resources, right? More than anything, we need to be getting this steel online. Look at all this steel here that we're not getting. It's going to be huge. I would love it if we were able to just be like, hey, US, do you want to just, like, have some peace? But no, they don't. They don't want that. The war score for the other side must be at least 50%. This is not Europa. That's not how this works. So we have troops moving up to this front, of course, and they're on their way. We'll see what they end up doing over here. I don't think that the US has that much over here. Oh, that reminds me. We actually had intel on the United States, and we're going to activate that. There we go. That'll give us a 30-day combat bonus against the US. Okay, are all of these attacks? These are all pretty much attacks. I'm a little bit surprised this guy is attacking in cautious mode. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised by that. Nuke going off over here. And of course that's because we don't have particularly great air superiority over here. You can see that we have 14 anti-air guns to their 9, but they have 5,000 planes, or just 5,000 fighters here. 14,000 total planes carrying out ground missions. This is a big part of our issue right now. I think that's pretty clear. I definitely want to bump this unit up to... Actually, I'm going to take that up to 500 for right now. I'm also interested in potentially increasing our... Where is our fighters? Fighter 3s here. I'm potentially interested in upgrading these a little bit further. How much would it cost to max this? I mean, we only have 120 air XP. I don't expect that we can actually max it. It'd be 425. Okay. I really don't think I care about range. We'll hold off on that for right now, and we are getting ourselves air XP. So that's fine. And as we see some of our reinforcements make their way in over here, then in theory, we should be able to get ourselves some additional air control over these regions. Where's this manpower coming from? Isn't that interesting? It all disappeared on the day tick. What? Where is that coming from? Like, we're still on service by requirement. So it's not additional mobilization. We're fully mobilized. 17% of eligible core population available. Let's see here. 10% from service by requirement, 5% from militarism, and 2% from military youth. Yeah, we don't have a penalty on that. You know what would actually be really neat? If there was like a recruitment propaganda focus to increase your recruitable population by, say, I don't know, 5% might be broken, but maybe 3%? That'd be neat. Unfortunately, I don't think that there's any such thing. Factory repair speed of 50% and free repair plus 100%. We're going to switch to that temporarily. We can always switch back after we're done with these repairs, but that's going to drastically increase our repair speed on all of these. That's a huge deal. It'll slow down our construction, but we only actually have 15 factories working on construction. And to that end, I'm going to put those down here. And we're going to put those factories to work on actually repairing. So in theory, we get a repair every, 14 days? Every 2 weeks right now? Plus, it automatically gets some, which I'm not sure if that's factored in. It may be. I believe it is. Okay. So that seems fine. Maybe those manpower gains are from taking territory up here? Maybe. Looks like we're about to take Leningrad. That's great. And of course, yeah, we've been ignoring this over here. This is pretty valueless, so we're not going to be too concerned about that. And for now, it looks like we are just pushing in over here, right? I mean, this is just the lake. There's still a location here that we could take. There we go. But overall, then we just need to push in over here. Sounds good. Only 9 divisions are assigned to this order. Interesting. How many divisions are assigned to this order? 89. How many should there be? There should be 48 plus 69 plus 20, 89. Yes, that is correct. So all of the divisions here are correctly assigned. And we'll just be on cautious here for now. And you can see that this corridor did indeed collapse, as I expected it to. They might get some slow grinding pushes over here. You can see just how many divisions the Allies have over here. 53 from Haiti? No, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, I just needed to close in a bit closer. 12 of infantry template 18 from Haiti, apparently. That's a lot of Haitian divisions that are over here. I was hoping that we'd be able to sink a lot of those. We're struggling to control the Iberian coast and Bay of Biscay, and also this up here. But for now, I think it's okay. We're not too concerned. We just need to give a good showing, I guess is the term I'm looking for. I feel like we've done that. But yeah, we're basically at a dead halt over here. And that's rough. That's really rough. How are we doing? I see there's nukes going off repeatedly over here. How are we doing with our strategic air over here? We've not managed to get additional airplanes in here. Are we short on airplanes right now? Let's check our logistics. We want, like, fighter 3s. Jet fighter 2s. Fighter 3s. Yeah, we're short about 3,000. We are gaining 5 per day. And I'm expecting that number to come up pretty dramatically. Yeah, our production efficiency is going to continue to increase a lot. So we definitely need additional fighter 3s. As expected. In fact, I'm going to throw additional factories at that, and I'm going to pull some off of our jet tactical bombers for right now. There we go. So we're producing about 5 per day, and that number will increase. Sounds good. Our war support has dropped by 2%. Now, why would that happen? We were capped on the enemy bombing and the trade convoys being raided. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure why that would happen, perhaps from all these nukes. But hey, there's more manpower coming in and going out. That's to be expected. "24 units over here. Like, this line is really awkward, right? But could we take Moscow and some of this very valuable territory over this way? Specifically, the one that we'd want to take would be Kursk. I don't know, that would be one heck of a bulge. We'll think about it. But right now, we are on our way in over here. I wouldn't mind having a second army up here. In fact, maybe we should pull some troops from over here and form another army to help reinforce this. That might not be a terrible idea, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm looking specifically for units that are not garrison templates. That's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I'm just going to grab these here. 20, I want a couple more. Like that. Now, this is not going to be the best army you've ever seen. We're going to pop it up over here. We're going to create a new army group. We're going to include these guys in this army group. We're going to delete all of their orders for now. And do we have a commander for this? Yeah, we could put this guy in. Do we have an overall commander for the army group? No. We could get one. Get a new commander here and promote this guy. Do it. That was not the one I wanted. Put this guy in here. Then, we have our front line be here. With the offensive line being... Which province was this? The next one down. Okay. So the offensive line would be like... that. I mean, they're not really set up to stop this push. If we were able to do that, that won't cause the Russian Federation to capitulate, but it's going to lose them a lot of their power. If that succeeds. And they may end up pulling forces from this line to come fight us up here, and that would be in our favor. Do it. Let's give it a go. We will see how that ends up playing out, because we definitely need to pull forces from over here. Like, look at this. They can't have particularly good supplies over here. I mean, our supplies are fine. We could really use some reinforcements on this line, couldn't we? At the very least, helping us hold that line. We definitely could. Gonna go through here and pick another army out of here. Once again, we're looking for foreign troops that are not garrison divisions. And they're going to be shifted over to that front over there. And our ally forces, or our ally countries, this is going to pull from their manpower pools, in theory. Which is very good for us. Did I just accidentally select only that unit? No, I didn't. Okay, good. But this one doesn't count. So we have 14 here. This one doesn't count either. Okay. So we're looking for foreign units that are in these sorts of locations. That's 15 so far. Where else can we pull from? We could just call it good with 15 for now. Move them over here, although they're not... Well, they are going to join the army group, actually. And they'll just go up there and reinforce that. So this unit is not currently assigned to this push order. We'll go ahead and assign it. So we're going to move 15 more divisions up to the front over there. Okay. Now, I don't think that will necessarily solve the issues, but it will help slow the bleeding, perhaps. Perfect. And we can see that we are starting to make some gains on the air situation. That's good. For that, we pretty much need to wait for Fighter 3s to come in. This is saying that we need another 4,000 for upgrades. It was saying that we needed like 2,000, 3,000 for reinforcement before. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but that's fine. More forces are going to filter over to this front. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to try to backstab and cripple the Russian Federation. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.